why consuming content isn't as bad as people set it out to be. And I'm going to tell you why. So, there's a misconception that people say consuming content is very bad for you. And it's true in some regard, but it all depends on what type of content you consume and if you are willing to take action on the content that you consume. It's like going to school. When you are in class, the only thing you do is consume content you are learning. Later on, with homework and with studies, you put that content into practice. You take the action to practice the content that you have consumed. And it's the same with consuming content on YouTube. A lot of people say that consuming content on YouTube without taking action is actually bad for you, but it's not. It's the same like when you're in class. You are first consuming the content, and then a later stage of your life, if you take action, then you already have the tools to do the practices that are worth it and that will level up your life tremendously. And consuming the right type of content will help you a lot, but consuming the wrong content is bad for you, and that's where people usually mess up. They think that the content that they consume is good, but actually it's not. The best content that you can consume is educational content, usually about 1 hour to 2 hours long. The unedited podcasts on YouTube by Andrew Huberman, The Diary of a CEO, and something, I think it's Chris Williamson. That type of content, the unedited podcast, is very, very good for you to consume. And if you don't take action right away, it's not that bad, because the thing is, you are learning and making an arsenal for yourself that you have the ability to succeed eventually when you take action. The misconception that consuming content without taking action is bad for you is a myth, because you can't take action if you don't know what to take action on, if that makes sense. So most people, they think, yeah, if I consume content and I don't take action right away, it won't benefit you. But the thing is, your brain consumes the content, stores it in a place, and then it makes your belief of an area you are consuming content in much stronger, and it makes your belief that something can be done a lot better. And people usually, they think they are consuming the right content, but the thing is, they are consuming this edited and highlights of short clips of content that has been tweaked a bit so that the dopamine in your brain shoots up every time you consume the content. But it doesn't mean always that it's the correct type of content and that it's the correct type of education. And that is why the unedited long form contents like podcasts on YouTube are very, very beneficial for you, especially from Andrew Huberman. He has very, very good content. The Diary of a CEO has also very, 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 very good content. And don't feel bad when you're just consuming content without taking action, because the time that you take action and that you are implementing the stuff you learned into your life, it will be much, much, much more easier to succeed. So don't feel bad when you're in the phase of just consuming content, because all the people that went through self-improvement, went through their fitness journey, in the beginning just consumed content to find the tools to do the things right when they take action. So don't feel bad when you're just consuming content without taking action, because eventually when you will take action, you will do it right, and you will proceed much faster than the guy that just thinks, all right, let's just jump in and I'll make a success of my life. That's not the case. So I'm here to tell you that consuming content without taking action is actually beneficial for you, because your brain is storing the information and making new beliefs. Because when you go to school, when something is taught to you, you get a type of belief that that is true. And that is the same with when you consume content. If you consume the right content, the long form contents like unedited podcasts on YouTube, and make sure when you listen to a podcast that you watch it also, because it's better, because then you are using two senses. You are using your hearing and your sight. Because when you watch those podcasts, there are multiple points, multiple lessons that you can take and implement into your life. So let's say you watch the podcast on cold water therapy, and the guy says 30 seconds of cold water therapy can improve your overall health, your mental health, and physical health. The thing is, you can then, after you watch the whole podcast, go and take a 30-second cold shower. And that is when you take action. Most people, they think that if you just consume content without taking action, that you won't take action at all. That's not the thing. You first have to learn and gain education at your disposal to then go take action. So when people are saying that you are lazy and consuming content is a bad thing for you, don't take it seriously, don't take it too hard, because the thing is, the time when you take action, you'll be much further than them in life. Because let's say, watch most of the self-improvement channels. The guy hasn't actually improved that much over the past, let's say, 2-3 years, because the thing is, he doesn't really know how to take the right action and the right amount of action, because he didn't consume enough content to take the right amount of action. So moral of the story is, if you consume content and you really take it in and you memorize the content you have consumed, then it will be much more beneficial for you in the long run, because your overall education, your overall knowledge will be much better than the guy that just took action without knowing how. So if you consume content without taking action right away, don't feel bad, because when the time comes that you take action, it will be a lot more beneficial for you. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'll gladly answer them. And if I relate to you in some way, like as you can see, I'm not the most confident on camera. My English isn't the greatest because it's not my first language. Anything, if I relate to you, please let me know in the comments. It would be much appreciated. And if you want to join me on my self-improvement journey, please subscribe, like, and let me know I am joining you on this self-improvement journey. So I hope you have a good day, a good week, a good month, a good year, and I'll see you in the next video.